we call that double strike. So you can block, hit, and you can hit. But to actually use it as a form, it's not part of it. It's just an understanding of what can be done off of the straight punch. Now, the other form was taught was where you come in 1, 2. You come in 1, 2. That, once again, is a variation of it. The correct way to do it is to come in straight punch, straight punch, straight punch. Okay? So she comes in, straight punch, straight punch, straight punch. 1, 2, 3. Now, once you're here, another opponent over here. So when you're here, you're blocking and turning. So it's a motion of crystals like this. You stand up, right? And then I'm standing here, and she happens to throw a punch. See, I'm blocking and striking this way. So I'm here, she comes in. See, I'm blocking, block, and hit. Okay? So when you're coming from here, it's a block, hit, or a hit, hit. Elbow. You hit, elbow. Now the elbow is grabbing the person by the head and coming in with the elbow. You never want to do that technique where your chest level. Right? You don't want to do the chest, it's head. It's head level. Okay? So as she's here, she's facing, you go 1, right? 1, 2, and then 3. Then the next motion is you step in and you block. Now, stepping in with this, right? You're facing this way. This could be if she throws that punch, right? I can block and come in with the elbow. Or if she's facing me forward, right? I'm coming with a double tap and coming in with a strike to the solar plexus, right? So if you're coming in with a punch, I can come here and strike. So when you're coming in, that's what that represents. It also could mean if you're throwing that punch where I have a block here and then coming in with a face shot. So when you're here, right, you're coming with those moves, right? Elbow, then you step forward, right? This elbow is stepping in. It's stepping in. There's a lot of different variations with that of blocking and kicking and then elbowing that I'll work with you guys on later. But for the form, you're here. Now the next motion is what? Now you have a block. This block can also be a strike when you're coming here. These are called square blocks for the simple reason they're square. Okay, the next motion is you punch underneath. Now when you're blocking, it's a block and punch. So if a person is here, right, and I come up to grab you, you block and then you hit underneath. It's a real simple technique. So let's face it. And say I'm coming up to grab her here, say block and punch underneath. And that's just one example. Like I said, in okinawa-te, behind every technique that you learn, behind every motion in the form of the kata, the bone kata, there's a punch, kick, block, choke, hold, throw, and takedown. So with every motion that I'm showing right now, off of that, there's a punch, kick, block, choke, hold, throw, and takedown. Okay, so from here, 1, 2, 3, right? Now, she's cutting this motion here. When you're coming down, that's a cutting motion. And that motion can be done this way. It's Crystal standing here, right? And she happens to throw that kick, right? See, I got a block here. If she throws that kick again, you see, I got a block here. Now, if she throws it again, I come down on the leg and come in with the strike. If she throws it again, it's a cutting motion. So when you're here, this is a cutting motion. It also could be if she throws that punch, I could be blocking the punch, answering. Okay, so it's a cutting motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then when you're in here, you turn. Right? You're turning. So that is from, that motion is used to where if a guy's coming at you with a double punch or a kick and a punch. See? You got a block. And there's a lot more combinations to that also, but we're going to simplify it. And from here, your next motion is you're doing 2.5 circles. Now, the 2.5 circles is used as a trap. So if Crystal's standing here, she throws a punch, right? I'm using it as a trap and then a strike. So let's look at it on this side. You come on this side, come on over here, and she happens to throw a punch. You see, I'm using it as a trap. See, or it can be here. See, or that motion from in here can be cutting and trapping, or that motion from in here can be, see, or she could be throwing 1, and then she could be throwing 2. See, 1, 2.